This video is a series of defensive drills used by the Front Range program that will slowly go from a three-person defensive drill into a six-person, into a transition drill, then covering the hitter in transition. So it slowly builds from a controlled situation to not as controlled. One of the things that is worth noting as we go through this particular drill, where there's three defenders against three attackers, one is the general theme of the drill is the coaches are not as focused on technique per se, but they are focused on high intensity, lots of reps, and players going for balls. Now, every contact's not going to be perfect by the players, but the coaches have decided within this particular drill they're not going to stop the drill to correct or do over and that type of thing, and thereby slowing the pace of the drill. So as you design drills, sometimes the focus is going to be on skill acquisition and lots of stopping and feedback, and sometimes it's more of this nature where it's high intensity, high repetition, and there's a place for both. But as you can see in this drill, there's three attackers, and the attackers will go sequentially across the net, with the middle hitter hitting twice for every time the outside attacker hits once. And the attackers attempt to put the ball in areas of the court that their position would normally attack. For example, the left front hitting cross court to left back, or the right front down the line, the middle hitter hitting both angles, and sometimes, as you see there, working in tips. So they try to make their attack position specific without being too scripted with it. But the thing you see with the back row players is the constant foot movement, going for ball, adjusting to a situation, and as you can see, the pace of the drill is pretty quick, so the players have to react quickly. If they go to the floor, they have to get up quickly and be ready for the next play, because the coaches are not slowing down to wait for them. Now, as the next sequence of this progression, you'll see a couple things happening. One is on the far side, the attackers are working on hitting balls that may have been passed out of system. So the coach is in the center back part of the court tossing high balls to an attacker at either antenna. And so this gives those attackers a chance to work on balls that are coming from the back court, which sometimes is an ignored skill. And the thing you want to emphasize for those attackers, as you notice the Front Range players are doing, is they adjust their approach and they're starting well outside the court whenever the ball is coming from the back row. So the attackers need to make this adjustment, and as soon as they see the pass is well off the net, then they have to swing their approach out wider, which enables them to do a better job of keeping the ball in front of them. Now, the next part of this drill is if and when the ball is dug by the defending team, they have to cover the hitter. So the coach has some balls, and as soon as the ball is attacked, they'll toss the next ball in. So the players have to go from defense to hitter coverage and then back to blocking. So there's the ball tossed back over, and they have to transition again. So the challenge is for the players to cover the attacker and be ready for the ball that is tossed over, simulating a ball that's blocked. And the coach tries to challenge them. They don't lob the ball over. Sometimes they'll drive it down. Sometimes they'll duck under the net and throw it at a very low angle. So again, they try to simulate what might happen in a live situation. So the coach is slowly building, going from a three-person to just dig to swing. Now it's dig to swing, cover the hitter, and see if you can get another swing going on. So the coaches are doing a good job of sequentially building on each aspect of the drill, and the team that's defending gets a chance to work on their transition offense, going from dig to swing. The next part of this progression is, instead of the coach tossing from the back row high balls, the ball is being entered by a coach at the antenna. So as you can see, the ball is driven cross court, so the team on the far side works on their dig, set, swing sequence against the team defense, and then hopefully the team defense will dig a ball, and then they work on their transition. And again, when they transition, they get a swing, a coach will toss in another ball, simulating the ball block. So as you can see there's the dig and the transition swing. So as you see there, the ball is dug down the line, the ball is hit in transition, and the coach has the option when the ball is hit to either toss another ball in or to let that go. So a lot of it depends on what tempo the coach wants the drill to be run at. So and I think a lot of things, or I should rephrase that, a mistake a lot of coaches make is they don't practice out of system enough, or they don't practice the broken play. So this is part of that, where we're not real sure where the ball is going to be attacked to, so they have to work on that, and then they have to be able to cover that ball, which wasn't done very successfully that time. So in essence, the coach is simulating an out of system broken play that the players have to adjust to and see if they're good enough to get a swing. So this entire sequence, the priority is more upon repetition, high intensity, lots of movement, and maybe less of a focus on exact skill execution, because as you can see, there's not a whole lot of stopping going on. It's just lots of volume, and there's certainly a place for that within a well-organized practice.